Hi, welcome to Rootski. Rootski is a website that helps you learn Russian words very quickly. And the way that it does that is it teaches you to break Russian words into roots. Let's see how it works. Here is a fairly long Russian word that at a glance would be pretty intimidating to memorize. It's pronounced samorazmораживающийся, and it means self-defrosting. We have this word on the Rootski landing page. If you scroll down, you can see that we have this word with highlighted pieces, where those pieces are actually the roots of the word. And in this case, these roots actually map one-to-one with roots that we have in English. So here we have sama is self, and then raz is d or un, like undoing. Maraj is frozen or frost, and then ivayushisa is a common ending that denotes that the word is a participle. So taken together, we have literally self-unfreeze thing or self-defrosting, which is really cool. Up until this point, I've been saying that we are breaking words down into roots, but technically that's not correct. We're breaking words down into morphemes. A morpheme is one of a root or a prefix or a suffix. In Rootski, we have roots designated in red, and then prefixes are green and suffixes are blue. Usually the root will carry some sort of meaning like frost or short or powerful, and then the prefixes and the suffixes will modify that meaning in some way. So what are we frosting? We're frosting ourselves, or we're unfrosting ourselves. I'm hoping you're starting to see how powerful of a tool it is to be able to identify the morphemes that are in a word. If you could identify the morphemes in a word, you can intuitively guess the meaning of the word even if you've never seen it before. Also, sometimes you can create your own words using different configurations of morphemes that you already know. There are only about 2,000 or 3,000 distinct morphemes in the whole Russian language, relative to hundreds of thousands or millions of Russian words. Not only that, it turns out that the most common 300 or so morphemes show up in the vast majority of Russian words, which means that if you learn the most common 300 morphemes, you'll be able to identify the morphemes in the vast majority of Russian words you encounter. In the grand scheme of memorizing things, learning a language, 300 is a pretty small number. It shouldn't take you long to start picking up on the meanings of Russian morphemes, especially if you make it a habit of identifying morphemes in new Russian words as you learn them. Now let's see how we can use Rootski to explore the roots that are in other Russian words. If you scroll to the top of the website, you can see a search bar, and in here we can type Russian characters to search for words. I'm going to click on this word выходить. This word right here means to exit, and here we have the breakdown, and we even have an explanation of what each of the morphemes in the breakdown means. So if you look at this middle one, it's red. Down here we can see that this red root, chod, means go or going. Awesome. And then the prefix vui right here, one of its meanings is out from inside. So leaving, exiting, it is going out from inside. So it's almost outgoing. And then eat is just a verb suffix. So eat tells us that this is a verb. So this is a verb that means going out, to exit. Nice. Other information that's on the page is this frequency ranking right here. So this number is telling us that the word exit in Russian, or specifically выходить, is the 438th most commonly occurring word in the Russian language. Where that's really useful is if we have multiple synonyms like to exit or to leave, those equivalents in Russian, we would see the different frequency rankings and we could tell by whichever is lower which appears more commonly. That's really great. Besides that, we just have typical information about a word. We have definitions. If the definitions here aren't complete, these buttons will take you to other dictionary websites that will have the definition of the word. Also, we have some examples, and then we have some basic grammar information about the word. Now that we've seen выходить, let's go look at a related word in the Rootski website. So I'm going to search for vui again, and this word right here is very similar. Выход. Awesome. This word means exit, like an exit. And what you can see about this word is that it has two roots in it, which isn't impossible, but it's actually very rare for a word to have two roots in it. So what's happening here is that the breakdown is actually wrong. It turns out that there is no database in existence of Russian words correctly broken down into roots, especially not one for non-native speakers trying to learn Russian. So the way Rootski approaches this is we use a community that can submit breakdowns that they think are more accurate than the ones provided by the product. So we can click this break it down button, and now we get this sort of widget where we can highlight some of the characters in the word, and we'll actually get a list of possible roots that match the characters we highlighted. So going back, I can click cancel. You can see that the two roots we have in this word are chod, which means go, which we would expect because wychodzić, the verb form of this word, had the same root, to go. But the prefix here, or the root before that, is vy, and it means howl, like a howling sound, which doesn't seem to fit for this word. So it's possible that there is another morpheme that has these same two characters but has a more appropriate meaning. So let's go into the breakdown, and you can see that we do have two different v's, and the first vy is a root. The second vy is our prefix, which means going out from inside. So let's select that one, and then we can highlight this again, and we can select the going root. Now I can submit for review. I'm signed in, so this will submit it in my personal account to Rootski. If you're not signed in, it'll ask you to sign in. And that way we can keep track of who submits what breakdowns, and then over time you can become trusted and your breakdowns will automatically be verified. Until you become trusted, so to speak, demonstrating that you can correctly break down words, your breakdowns will go into a holding area, and someone more experienced can come and manually approve the words that you've submitted. One of the most exciting features about Rootski is that it has an AI algorithm that learns from correct breakdowns submitted by users, and then tries to guess correct breakdowns for other words in the Rootski dataset based on those examples. The more examples that the AI algorithm has of words broken down correctly, the better the guesses will be for the rest of the words in the Rootski dataset. If you remember, when we came to look at this word for the first time, wychod, the breakdown was incorrect, and that was actually an incorrect guess made by the AI algorithm of how to break down this word. I would say the AI did a decently good job. It did correctly identify that the root chod was in the word, but it incorrectly guessed the meaning for vy. The more examples Rootski has of correct breakdowns, the better the guesses the AI algorithm will make, which will make the quality of the breakdowns in the entire dataset go up. Thanks for watching this demo of Rootski. It's going to be exciting to watch how the quality of the breakdowns improves as the community interacts with Rootski. I hope this concept of breaking Russian words into morphemes gets you excited to study vocabulary, and I hope that Rootski will be a useful tool as you do that. Keep at it, and good luck with your language study.